Moonshiners fans call out show's lack of continuity. Most people know that several reality TV shows on television today are highly scripted. While much of what happens on shows like Gold Rush really occurs, the show also works hard to create storylines and focus on certain things over others for entertainment purposes. However, with a show like Moonshiners, it is even more doubtful that much of what happens is real. While fans love reality TV shows, thanks in part to the fakeness of the situations, some Moonshiners fans struggle to accept anything that happens is real. Here is why some fans feel the lack of continuity hurts the show. Moonshiners tells the story of a variety of people who keep the tradition of craft whiskey alive. However, the lure is that they are supposed to be making their alcohol illegally in the mountains and get away with it despite the law trying to stop them every step of the way. Things have changed in recent years, with many of the illegal moonshiners finding legal ways to conduct their operations, which opens up new storylines for fans to follow. However, there are still fans who can't grasp the idea of the ones who do it illegally. Now, one fan has called out several of the show's problems, and it all comes down to what they call continuity. In a Reddit post titled Show Continuity, Redditor @Jetty_Hog wrote that most people know the show isn't real. They then said it is clear that they aren't actually making liquor illegally, then bootlegging it, often across state lines, making it a federal crime, while recording it all for a TV show that's broadcast internationally. They also said that the film crew would also be breaking the law. It also shows that their goal of keeping things low-key is impossible. However, this fan loved the show anyway. However, they remain bothered by the continuity. The Redditor then said that what annoys them the most about Moonshiners is that the continuity makes it really hard to follow. Here is a look at some of the things that this Redditor is not happy about. They wrote that each crew makes over 5 different stills each season, but they only use them more than once each on the episodes. The storylines also show that they make new, unique, and never-before-seen recipes that are game changers. However, they only make basic recipes when all is said and done. The big thing is that they seem to commit all these crimes and then broadcast it on a nationally televised cable show. They even have former law enforcement officers helping them, which makes the current law enforcement look incompetent, clueless, useless, corrupt. In the end, the Redditor said they still love the show. However, these issues make it impossible to suspend disbelief long enough to watch it as reality TV. What are your thoughts on Moonshiners and its seemingly fictional reality TV stories? Let us know in the comments below. Moonshiners fans call out show's lack of continuity. The reality TV show Moonshiners has been a beloved fixture on Discovery Channel since it first premiered in 2011. With its intriguing premise revolving around the illicit craft of moonshine production, the show has captivated audiences with its mix of real-life drama, secretive processes, and the fascinating subculture of Appalachian bootleggers. Over the years, Moonshiners has built a dedicated fan base, with viewers tuning in to watch their favorite characters like Tim Smith, Tickle, and Josh Owens navigate the highs and lows of moonshining in the modern world. However, as the series has progressed, a growing number of fans have begun to call out the show for its lack of continuity. This concern has become more vocal in recent seasons, as viewers notice discrepancies in storyline details, production choices, and the portrayal of characters' personal journeys. Whether it's the sudden disappearance of key players or the changing dynamics between cast members, fans have begun to feel that the magic of the show is beginning to unravel due to what they see as a disregard for consistency and continuity. A shift in the show's toning. The early seasons of Moonshiners, the show had a distinct charm and authenticity that endeared it to audiences. There was a raw, gritty energy to the way the Moonshiners were depicted, not as celebrities, but as real people engaged in a dangerous and illegal business. Fans appreciated the sense of authenticity that came with the portrayal of their lives, including the frequent appearances of law enforcement and the constant risk of getting caught. The dynamic between cast members was grounded in a sense of camaraderie and, at times, rivalry, but it all felt real and unscripted. However, as the show gained popularity, it inevitably attracted more scrutiny. The line between what was real and what was staged began to blur, leading some fans to feel like they were no longer watching a depiction of real-life Moonshiners, but rather a show that was leaning into the dramatic to bring in new cast members, for example, seemed less about genuine expansion of the world of Moonshiners and more about increasing drama to meet the demands of higher ratings. This shift in tone is a key point of contention for fans who have grown increasingly vocal about the show's lack of continuity. While earlier seasons were marked by a certain rawness and consistency, more recent seasons have often felt fragmented, with new faces constantly being introduced while the original cast members sometimes disappear without explanation. This sense of disconnection has become one of the most significant criticisms of Moonshiners. Missing cast members and their impact tone of the most glaring continuity issues in Moonshiners is the disappearance of key cast members with little to no explanation. This has left many fans scratching their heads and questioning whether the show's storylines are being artificially constructed. Take, for example, the abrupt absence of cast members like Jeff and Lance or Mark and Digger in some seasons. While their departures may have been part of the show's evolving narrative, the lack of transparency surrounding their exits has created confusion among viewers. In reality TV, it's not uncommon for cast members to leave for personal or professional reasons. But in a show like Moonshiners, where the storylines revolve around specific individuals and their craft, the absence of a character can leave a hole in the narrative that is not easily filled. The show's failure to provide proper context or closure for these departures has raised questions about its commitment to continuity. Fans have expressed frustration that the producers don't offer an explanation for these changes, leaving the door open for speculation. Some viewers even suspect that certain cast members are being written off due to disagreements with producers or internal conflicts that aren't being shared with the public. What frustrates fans even more is that the show doesn't seem to replace these missing personalities with any real effort to integrate them into the storyline in a meaningful way. Instead, new characters appear, but often without a clear reason for their presence or a backstory that justifies their inclusion. They often feel like placeholders rather than fully developed characters, which only further detracts from the overall continuity of the show. Inconsistencies in storylines. Another major issue raised by Moonshiners fans is the inconsistency in storylines. While reality television is often edited for dramatic effect, the sense that certain story arcs are either fabricated or abandoned midway through the season has left many viewers frustrated. For instance, characters will sometimes be shown in one episode with certain goals or plans in mind, only for those plans to be completely disregarded in later episodes without any explanation. In one example, Tim Smith, one of the show's longest-running stars, may spend an entire episode teaching a novice how to make moonshine, only for the next episode to reveal that the novice is suddenly an expert without having undergone any additional training or guidance. This kind of narrative inconsistency makes it difficult for viewers to follow along with the characters' journeys and can make the show feel like it's being driven by arbitrary plot decisions rather than natural progression. Furthermore, storylines often jump from one plot thread to another without a clear throughline. One season might focus on a major bust that threatens to shut down a particular operation, while the next season barely references it or quickly moves on to a completely different story arc. While some may argue that this keeps the show dynamic and fresh, others see it as an indication of poor planning and an inability to sustain coherent, long-term storylines. The reality of reality TV, another aspect contributing to fans' dissatisfaction, is the growing recognition that Moonshiners is no longer as real as it once appeared. The line between documentary-style reality TV and scripted drama has become increasingly blurred, and it's clear that the show's producers are attempting to manufacture moments of tension and drama. The Moonshiners themselves are aware of this, and some fans have even speculated that the production team has actively encouraged certain storylines to amp up the excitement for viewers. While this is not uncommon in the world of reality TV, Moonshiners has prided itself on its realness in the past, which is why some fans are now calling out the show for failing to live up to its original premise. As the focus shifts more toward television magic and less toward the gritty reality of illegal moonshine production, fans feel that the show is losing its authenticity, and with that, its continuity. Moreover, the reliance on scripted moments has led to fans questioning the accuracy of the show's portrayal of the moonshining culture. For example, the way moonshine is distilled.